what would you describe? I'm not talking about the startup, but somebody who's got a good foot in the door, something good going. What
Yeah.
would you say are a couple of the most common major challenges that they face to go from that emerging brand to something very well established and stable
Yeah.
in terms of growth?
Yeah.
And how do they overcome it?
I would say, yeah, great question. I would say there's a couple of things that come to mind is first is really mindset, I guess, what's going on in your head. There's a difference between growth and scale. And sometimes it's hard to tell the difference. People are busy and growing, adding more units or expanding the units that you have or improving the volume. That's growth. Scale is more of a strategic shift in the way you structure and develop and support a brand. So making that transition from just growth mindset to a scalable mindset is probably the most difficult thing that I
Mm,
see people struggle with. So I come along and I can ask a lot of questions and get familiar and then kind of recognize where they are in that mindset and help them move to a scaled mindset. And that's what triggers or hits a tipping point where the brand can really expand beyond just growing, but more scaling. So that's maybe number one. Number two,
mm,
a lot of times people are undercapitalized. You know, they
mm.
bootstrap it and they do it themselves, or they borrow money from friends and family, and they sadly run out of money, and they can't do the things that they really want to do or need to do to protect the brand and really create that growth, which gives them the opportunity then to scale. So having
Mm.
enough cash and capital or dollars to run that business and make it through that transitional phase is probably the most difficult thing. And The third thing I would say is short-term thinking, and maybe it goes back to the growth. You know, sometimes those emerging brands, they get established, they get going. They all they want to do is sell more units. And while that's important, that's not everything. Um, they really need to think differently about how they sell and who they sell to, and then how they support and scale that model. So